What's up, all you gamers, YouTubers, and roughnecks out there? It's your boy Dale Rico, and we are here on Assassin Sunday. Now, what you're looking at right now, it's going to be this somewhat montage. It's going to be a little bit just kind of how I just randomly went through this. This is actually last week's footage. Something happened with the audio. It wasn't uploading right and all the commentary with it, so I just kind of cut it up, and now I'm just kind of voicing it over. Next week, I plan to definitely get in the full swing and have everything up and running, so I'll have a full walkthrough and gameplay for that one. So yeah, sorry about if you're kind of disappointed. I apologize. This is the detention center. You kind of have to maneuver your way through. First thing you have to do is get your gear back after you've been arrested, which it's all undercover black ops kind of thing. You were meant to be sent in there. It's not like you did anything bad or got caught. But anyway, you get your gear. And then it's all about just kind of finding out some information for the next mission. This part right here, if you look, there's these snipers. They are definitely tricky. There's quite a few of them in the area, and why not? You're at Guantanamo Bay. It's one of the most secure facilities here in the U.S. So, but anyway, aside from that, I do have a topic that I want to talk about tonight, and it's all about family right now. And I'm feeling kind of I'm feeling kind of soft and vulnerable about this one because the family's just been very important to me, and my family's kind of going through a little bit of a rough patch, so to speak. It's it's never easy when parents split up, and that's what ended up happening. They were together for almost 18 years. I'm almost 30 now, so they obviously they weren't together my whole life, but from when I was 8 years old, that's who I knew. That's who I knew as my mom and my stepdad, and that's I shared a house with them for the majority of all that time. So anyway, that was a hard kind of thing to listen to when everything came down, especially with all the drama that kind of unfolded in the middle. But I wasn't so much worried about my parents as far as like who was hurt more and who was being more affected by it. My heart and my mind always went to my brother and sister. When everything went down, this was 3 years ago, 2010. So they were 12 and 13, and I remember when my biological dad, when my mom kind of split ties and I didn't really hear from him anymore. It was really tough because parents are always gonna try to win you over on their side. So whether it's bad mouthing the other person or trying to persuade you with gifts and just being overly friendly and nice or whatever, it's just a tactic. So with that being said, there's a little bit of give and take with what's going on with my brother and sister now. And again, this was 3 years ago, so now they're 15 and 16, and I can see that there's a bit of a destructive path going on, and mostly I see it because of the path that me and my sister took when we were introduced into a new family. Because now the situation is my stepdad has already plans to get married. He's been talking to a woman for little over a year now, I suppose, and yeah, he's about to get married, and I'm still, for me personally, I don't agree with it, but it's he's a grown man, he knows what he's doing. My attention is just mostly on my brother and sister, and it I they don't seem to be taking it well. And again, I revert back to my experience with my divorced parents, and I look at just kind of, I remember feeling like an outcast when my mom remarried my stepdad and everything, because it was like, this isn't my family kind of thing, and that's the mentality I had. This isn't my family, and I just felt a big sense of displacement, and I see the actions and the destructive kind of nature going through my brother and sister right now, and it scares the shit out of me. Um, my brother has a girlfriend, and if you remember having any kind of relationship in high school, it means the world to you. It is everything. It is your world. It is just your heart, your soul, and everything in between. Um, and I see that in him, and that's exactly what I did in high school, just to kind of shield myself from being outcasted inside the house. And and it's just, it drives me nuts because you know what? He's happy. He claims to he claims to love this girl, and that's good. I mean, I don't mind. I, I I don't know how else to say it. I mean, I'm always happy to see somebody that I love happy and in love as well. Um, but as young as he is, and as much as he's kind of exiling himself from everything, that's exactly what I used to do. And when I was in high school and I exiled myself and just kind of going head first with my girlfriend, we were together for 2 years, and just kind of plugging away at band and drumline and just focusing that. And I was closed off with my family. I didn't really talk to anybody, and that's what he's doing. It's like, it scares me because I don't want to see that part of my family being so torn apart. Um, it's just, it sucks. So to all you teenagers listening, if you feel like, if you're going through the same thing, if you feel like you're just kind of outcasted by your own family, and I know how easy it is to just kind of, oh well, I have friends to talk to, and I have, these people understand me and they're supportive in this. The thing you have to remember is that, I'm not trying to say that you shouldn't trust your friends or that you shouldn't have that kind of faith in them, because it's great if you do and you can, and they actually prove that they're worthy of this faith. That's great, but you have to remember that friends are not always forever, but family is. Your veins are going to run through have the same blood as your parents, your brothers, your sisters, aunts, uncles, grandparents. Um, it's always, they're always going to have that title with you. They're always going to be mom. They're always going to be dad. They're always going to be brother Joseph and sister Anna or whatever. So don't allow um, don't allow those outcasted feelings and moments of vulnerability detour you away from that family, because sooner or later something's going to happen to where, let's say your friend goes through the same thing, and instead of coming to you to talk about it, and instead of coming to you like you came to them, they go to their family like you should have. What do you can't be mad at that, because that's what you were supposed to do. If you want to fix problems wherever you're at, and that's with anything, with family, with your relationship, with a friend, address the problems to where the problem is coming from. So if you feel like you can't talk to your family about something, let them know. Just let them know about that particular aspect. You don't have to delve into all of your emotions and everything that's what bothering you about school, and go on with all your go on with every single aspect of that's troubling you, but at least address the problems that are, if you're having problems with communicating with your family, that's a problem in itself, and that's something that needs to be addressed, because once you sever that tie and you burn that bridge, it is so hard to get it back. And it took me years. I'm finally getting to a point where the relationship that I have with my biological dad, with my mom, and my stepdad is like, it's not all about who was better and who was worse and who was true to their word, and it's not about that anymore. It's just, you guys are my family. You guys will always, my stepdad will always be a big part of how I was raised, and everything that he did for me from like the time I was 8 till even recently. And then my dad, my uncle on my biological dad's side, they were helping me throughout the times of as an adult. They were helping me in times when I did lose a job, or and they just provided the different kind of help that I needed, and it just all ties together as far as who I am, and all those people tie into who you are as well. So don't exclude anybody.
More hostiles inbound on truck.
When it comes to the nature of the family, because you will need them. Sooner or later, no matter how old you might be in your 40s by the time it finally comes around, but you will need them. You will need to call upon them, and when that moment comes, if you exile them like I just pointed out, it's never a good feeling to be alone. And some of you can attest to that fact, where it's just like, you know, you can look at your Facebook profile and your MySpace pages and or Tumblr or Twitter and all your followers, and you look at all these people, and it's just like, can I talk to these guys? Is there a single name out of this, you know, group that I can really open up with, like I used to with, you know, my stepdad, or with this person and that person, and my uncle, who, you know, seemed to understand me a lot and was always there? And can I rely on them in that kind of same fashion? And most of the time, the answer is no. Family is never going to turn their back on you. So
I think we're clear.
Yeah, that's just all I gotta say about it. It's just
and get out of here. Roger that.
whenever you feel like you're there's something going on, that's the bottom line. If there's some kind of issue that you have, if there's some kind of problem that you see with your boyfriend, the problem that you see with your brother, your dad, or one of your close friends, don't go outside of the problem area. Don't go outside of the problem area to discuss it. Address it right then and there to the person that you're having a problem with. So, if you're having a problem with your dad, talk to your dad. Let him know, and he will more often than not, find a way to compromise with you to make it better, to make sure that you guys are at least on some kind of conversing terms to where you can work things out, because man, it is just so much more. It is so much worth. It is how do I phrase it? God, I'm getting a little bit emotional about it. So my words are kind of twisting up in my head a little bit, but it is so much more of a satisfying feeling when you have that kind of a support system. It's great to have friends, and for all my friends listening out there, I'm not trying to knock all the support and the love and everything that you have shown me through the years, but I mean, as many good times as we've had, I cannot compare them to the times that I've had with family, and to the times that I've spent staying up till 3 or 4 in the morning. Maybe we were drinking, maybe we were going over Whose Line Is It Anyway episodes, and just kind of bantering and reminiscing about you know, our favorite little skits or whatnot. They just don't compare, you know. And again, boyfriends, girlfriends, they will come and go, but family is always going to be forever. Just keep that in mind. But anyway, as you can see, I'm out of time. I apologize. I got all sentimental there. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. I promise I'll get through the walkthrough and the gameplay next week live and with the commentary. Stay tuned later this week for Tactical Tuesdays and Rico's Roughnecks. And yeah, have a good Sunday, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.
Would you like to know more?